Hey guys, what's up? All right. It's Double Deuce back. Today we're working on the quarter scale early century Widowmaker race car thing. So I'm just kind of fitting stuff together here, getting the supercharger ready to put back on it. It's going to be dual quad supercharged V12, and like I say, it's got the Enjomore V12 in it, so I believe it. And so grab your favorite smoke, beverage, and popcorn, and hang out with Double Deuce today, because I'll go over some things I did on the thing. Like I say, everything's in the larva stage, but stay tuned and let's go. So we made some headway on the quarter scale buggy build, the old early century race car. I had a body in mind that I wanted to do, but it's the way the engine sets with the distributors. I needed room in the front and all this, and so I started off with, like I said before, an SCX6 Jeep frame. You can buy these online, and I also bought some miscellaneous parts. I guess it had like a rear frame, bunch of cross members and all that, and it was actually cheaper to buy the used stuff for the cross members and whatnots, and that way I still have a extra rear half of a frame if I ever want to build something else. Now these are the Lozi Promoto MX wire wheels. I put these on the Tamiya semi axles. You can buy that front axle online. They're about 15 bucks. You know, they're dirt cheap. I did buy the non-powered leaf springs. I guess these would be for maybe the trailer or something. I don't know. But I use the Bruiser U-bolts here. I found a place that sells them online, and they were like $5 a set. So those are, they actually come in 3 different sizes. You can get them square, 2 square sizes, a short and a long. I think it's like 28 millimeters is the long one, and you can get the round ones if you have a round axle and you want to put leaf springs on it if you're going to build something. So now I haven't got the front cowling done yet because it's been a really crazy week for me, and so it's almost every second that I had and some really late nights to get this all set together. I did use, they're kind of like a, I guess you can see it in there, the rubber isolator bushings here on, well, it's hidden behind the thing, but they're isolator bushings, and I used the L brackets that came with my Enjomore V8, because I put that Enjomore V8 in my 55 Chevy build. So so I just tested it back and forth, because I wanted the engine to kind of set low, and but not too low, because it was really low, where the oil pan was way down below the front axle, and it would be cool to have it really chopped and low, but I wanted that kind of odd look that they had back in the day when it was, they're kind of really too high for a racetrack, and they look like a big spider going around the track. But now the rear end on this thing, I'll throw a picture of it in there. It was actually a handmade thing that I had done, geez, back in the 90s, when I was converting my bruiser to gas. The transmission, rear ends, and drive shafts, where they were just like leaving the scene really fast. So I had built this rear end, kind of a Model A style banjo clamped together. I found some extra rings and pinions and stuff, and I actually had the front and rear in the bruiser, and it was pretty much comparable to the gear ratio in the Kyosho Inferno, because it was just as fast as the Inferno when I got finished with that bruiser, but I ended up wasting the motor. It had a 25 Super Tiger on it, and kind of a handmade transmission out of a 3/8 air drill, and I had it running. But anyway, so everything come together pretty good on this thing. It is tight back here, all because of the body cowling, but I'll pop the body off here so you guys can see it, and it actually snaps in. Like I say, this body's all handmade out of aluminum that I had bought, and it's just this really cheap flasking aluminum you can buy at Home Depot. It comes in big rolls for your roofs, but it's really hard to work with and dents really easy. So, but I had just taken a template out of paper and cardboard and made pieces, and you can see, put it all together, and double stick tape, a little bit of super glue, and this is door edge guard here, and it kind of wrinkled up like leather, which I thought was pretty cool, so I'll probably paint those brown. But now that we get to the internals of it, you can see how it sets in there really kind of nice. I was just going to put a seat on it with no frame at all, or no body at all, and just make a what do you want to call that, a bicycle hill climber buggy that they had back in the day. So, but this is where I'm at now. Some other tips on the body here. If you want to have rivets in your body, just grab a nail, round the edge off, put it on a pair of vice grips, and then just mark it and tap it with a pair of pliers, and it'll come up these cool like looking rivets. Now I didn't make mine perfect because I wanted this to look like a rat rod beater, race car, and so it's got some dents in the sheet metal or the aluminum, and I'm not going to mess with that either. But this body weighs nothing, absolutely nothing, and so I'm going to do a direct drive off the clutch right to the rear end, and we're going to see how long that lasts. And I'm going to finish kind of putting some plates in here so I can sit a fuel tank and batteries, and I'm thinking about sticking my radio up in here, up inside this headrest. That way there it's higher, and the way I did this, I put shielding of aluminum like a case here around the distributors to keep it from what do you want to call the interference. Now the body just kind of sits here and hooks on and snaps into place, and it is still in the larva stage, but I will have 2 pins here that hold it in the center, and that'll be that. So anyways, I never got to answer questions last week from you guys because it's been, like I say, it's just been crazy all week long, and I got the bug to build. So now I'm going to work on the front fairing. I do have an idea of what I want to build And I'm going to probably put another radiator in the back, because this one here is nice and small, but I want 2 radiators with this V12 because it does get pretty warm. So anyways, another thing I want to mention too, on the front axle, you're going to have to extend, you have to cut the axle in half. Extend it if you're going to use it on the SCX6 frame. What I used was the shelf stuff with the slots in it. You hook the things on it for your shelves, and I've used all kinds of this stuff. It's all cheap stuff. The U-bolts came from the hardware store. They're just quarter 20 U-bolts, and I got the long ones, fit them, and cut them off. So those fit right over the leaf springs real nice in the rear end, and you know, everything's kind of mix and match of different stuff and things I had laying around, and you know, it was, everything just kind of came together. So, but that's my update for now. You know, there's a lot of new things coming out that I did see Sterling Kit had advertised a new Rafia V12 that's going to come out. I tested the V10, and but the V12 is, I don't know what the price is going to be on it, but it'll probably be expensive. But, and then, like I say, we've had the, you know, the Sison LS52. Those are going good, and people are putting them in kits now, which is cool, and it's good to see everybody building. So, all right, guys. Love to all. Like, share, subscribe if you want, and I'll catch you later. Adios.